Got it. Can you hear me? I just think it's astonishing. I think the record should show that David Suissa got one of the biggest applauses at the Americans for Peace Now. David, thank you. Thank you, Mark, for your beautiful words, and Naomi. Your words move me, and everything about you moves me and inspires me. I'm deeply grateful to Americans for Peace Now for this award, and to all of you for being here tonight, especially my friends who trekked east and west, and parents, Aaron and Sarah Eshman, who are my lifelong inspirations for community and service. They don't like it when I tell people how old they are, even though that's impressive, but they have been married 65 years. So. I'm so honored to share this evening with David Brosa. All my life, I've been inspired by his songs and his activism. And I got to hear him play last night at another event, and I just want to say it gave me a Tom Shelbo, a taste for more, so I'm just saying. When I left the Journal, Mark asked me if I wanted to be honored by Americans for Peace Now, and I immediately said yes. My first job in the Jewish world was at Americans for Peace Now. It was 1986, and if you had told me then that I'd become editor and publisher of the Jewish Journal, I'd have said, right, and that blowhard who just rebuilt the Woolman Ice Rink in Central Park will become president. But it turns out I learned 3 lessons working at APN that would serve me well running a Jewish newspaper. First, there is no such thing as Jewish unity. We fight, we disagree. That's our normal. We put on a rally in Roxbury Park in Beverly Hills. I know some of you were there, with Yael Dayan and Irving Howe and Richard Dreyfuss speaking about the Intifada and against the occupation. And at that event, the Peace Now speakers were shouted down, they were spit at, and I remember Gentile police officers had to escort Jews to safety through a gauntlet of fellow Jews. That's stuck with me. At that same rally, the actor Richard Dreyfuss gave a fiery speech against the occupation. One of those protesters, the counter-demonstrators, broke through the police cordon, and he moved to Richard. And I thought, well, it's over. Denny Kravitz dies on my watch. The shark wins. So this crazy guy runs up to Richard Dreyfuss, and he screams, Richard, Richard, Richard. And he breaks through and he says, Richard, can I get your autograph? So that was my second lesson. The world is watching. We Jews are small in number, but especially in LA, people really pay attention to what we say and what we do. We matter. The third lesson I learned at APN, optimism. The Israelis I met at Peace Now fought wars, they lost children, they suffered wounds, they saw setback after setback, but they believed that the struggle for a secure, just Israel living in peace with the Palestinians and the Arabs wasn't just crucial, but possible. They saw the future and tried to bring it about, the best version of it. They knew that Israel would one day live up to the words of the prophets, to be a light among nations, to welcome the stranger, to defend against those who would come to hurt you, and at the same time, to pursue justice. Almost every news cycle proved just how wrong they were, but these activists never gave up. I took these lessons with me to the Jewish Journal, along with this realization. I'm not an activist, I'm a journalist. I cared about all these issues, but I believe and still believe, as Tom Stoppard said, if your aim is to change the world, journalism is a more immediate, short-term weapon. And I believe we did some good journalism. We brought in voices from all sides, including many Palestinian and Muslim voices. We held leaders accountable, whether they ran community organizations, the State of Israel, or the United States. We took on subjects, events, and issues that often upset our readers and advertisers. And it's funny, many times some critic or another would accuse me of hiding the fact that I used to be on the APN payroll. And I always had the same reply, used to? Seriously, I never hid it. I believe the choices we made for the paper weren't good activism, but good journalism, and I still believe that. So I'm very honored to receive this award from the organization where I started my journey in this community. And I still believe what I learned 3 decades ago, that sometimes dissent is more important than unity. That we can all be a prophetic voice, not just for the Jewish community, but for the world. And that we must never, ever, ever lose hope. Thank you.